Hello there! So, yes, it is one of those very rare occasions that seems to happen only once every 10 years. I know this, because it also happened 10 years ago as well. And naturally that means it only happened twice, so it's not really a tradition, but at the same time, go figure, it's a tradition now. It's New Dalek time! Today, courtesy of the Radio Times, we get a full-length, massive look at the all-new model of Dalek that will be making its way to our screens in Revolution of the Daleks this festive period. Yes, we're still racing on a day, who knows at this point, but either one suits me, I just want to know which one. But to make it worth our while, we've been offered this little tantalizing tease on the cover, and boy, this new Dalek, I actually kinda like it. I mean, I still prefer the Bronze Boys, but in all honesty, a new type of Dalek is quite welcome. I've long wanted a new colour scheme, but even that seems to be dead in the main show outside of Big Finish. I mean, we initially saw this big boy on the poster Revolution of the Daleks that was released a little while ago from the side profile, but it's nice to finally have an undiluted look at it. And yes, it is basically the Resolution Dalek, that much is pretty obvious, but you never know, there might be a reason. In fact, I'm confident there is a reason. It does look interesting for sure, so let's break it down from the top. So firstly, to begin with, the dome design is both reminiscent and yet different to your standard new series Bronze Dalek, complete with a gap beneath the eye stalk leading into the internal of the Dalek, and the mesh section seems to be greatly reduced. Compare and contrast this to the new paradigm where the mesh section was extended almost. The dome lights remain a standout as well. Moving on to the midsection, well, the design is mostly the same, if a little bit more curved than your standard Bronze Dalek along the sides. And plus, the plunger arm has been seemingly reduced again quite greatly and replaced with a new particular extension. God knows what it's for, but we'll surely find out soon enough. The gun, of course, remains the same. The bottom section once again has bigger changes, with a whole new stylistic gap between the midsection on both sides. Yes, Daleks are developing a concept of elegance by the looks of things. And then there are the hemispheres, which if Resolution is anything to go by, will probably contain missiles, so yeah, that's a thing. I mean, I know I'm on record for not really liking the Resolution Dalek when it showed up on screen, but when it's actually done up like this, I can kind of feel jazzy with it. It's a cool new take on one of the Doctor's oldest and deadliest foes. So what did Chibnall have to say about it? Well, he gives us a little technical analysis of his own, saying that it's deliberately different from all those Daleks we've had on screen before. They light up at night with those red lights for a start. And he goes on to mention the new slats and different layers around the dome, actively pointing out that it's reminiscent of the Resolution Dalek, which means that it will play into it for sure. And that is something I'm going to be very curious about in all honesty. Matt Strevens, the executive producer, also said something interesting in regards to the comparison between the Bronze Daleks that will be featured in the episode. And he really goes into a surprising amount of detail for the Chibnall era. Basically, the new Daleks will be slightly taller, an inch or two, so by comparison the Bronze Daleks basically look dench, to put it one way at least. However, on a technical basis, it is interesting to note that this Dalek is remote controlled as well, due to how difficult it would be to get a human in there. And thus, the audience will see the origin of the Reconnaissance Dalek. This is what gives birth to it. How interesting. But naturally, everything is more fleshed out when compared to the Resolution version. All in all, this is certainly heightening my intrigue and anticipation for Revolution of the Daleks. It's going to be an exemplary interesting one for sure. It really is one of those episodes that seems to have a lot going for it, naturally with the return of Captain Jack, and the 13th Doctor being imprisoned, which creates a whole new drama of its own. There is a lot going on. But anyway, that's going to be all for today. But before I go, feel free to check out the all-new quiz that began yesterday, all about the costumes of the Doctor, starting with his outfits in the classic era. The next installment will be out on Saturday and be focused on the Russell T Davies era Doctors, Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant. It's sure to be a lot of fun. So I hope you're keeping well, and once again, take care. Until next time, see ya!